Welcome to the nightly vid, and as we talked about yesterday, we got exactly what you'd expect. So like we said, the inside day SPY, however, nowhere near becoming, low of this mother bar or even a 2-down week. Therefore, what do you expect? Rev strat. And how do you do that? Well, with a daily signal or a daily bias, however you'd like to call it, what you're going to look for is lower lows and then back in the direction of that higher time frame. So you're going to see like this, lower lows. There's some slight lower lows in here, but notice this lower low causes price to do what? Go outside day. And that's how you want to understand entries, because lower lows cause higher highs. So super cool stuff. Did exactly what you'd expect. That being said, on the nightly vid last night, we did see some puke. Now 3-1-2 reversal, full time for continuity, down they went. Team 2-1-2 reversal closing out at the lows. So having some issues in team and now. D-Dog inside down PMG. Yep. Had some issues as well. We saw Walmart did continue down, however, hammers. So maybe they bring it back. Forgive my voice cracks. It's been a long night, long day. But that being said, let's just get to the indexes and then we'll hit the sectors and see what's up. So SPY, obviously a 3 on the day. So 3-2 tomorrow. That's what you want to know about. Qs, potentially the 1-2-2 rev strat to confirm the 2-1-2 daily reversal. If we go to the Dow Jones, potential 1-2-2 rev strat, pivot, take all these guys out. Then IBM went inside day up. So this was relatively strong after this big push on the interest rate cut news. That being said, let's go see what our signals look like. Before we actually jump in, I had a question on last night's vid, and it was how do you know when there was TTO, or what does TTO mean? It simply means it went up or down first. So if we go to not Lulu, D-Dog, for example, what did it do? Went down, then it went up. This is triangle layout. What'd they do? Sold short. The shorts get stopped out, and then guess what? Shorts have to get back in. Boom. So this is the triangle layout. This is how you time this better entry, is you let it go up first, then signal. Boom. Whereas most people like to chase things as they're going down. So they'll see this happen, then they'll try shorting it down here, and they'll start losing money more often than not. You'll notice, right? It needs to go up, then it can go down. Right. And then once it's gone down, then it can start coming back up. And once it's gone up, then it can start going down. So you got to let it pull up against and then reverse. But that's all TTO is. So if we go to like now, or not now, team, there it is. This is what we look for, right? Down, up, inside signal, boom, down again. So timing after new highs or new lows, that's something we want to do. But that being said, let's get to what we're talking about. So starting with the sectors, we'll see industrials double inside day, which tells us to take a look at waste management. Slight lower low on the daily, then inside day. Still gonna be an inside week, or actually a mother bar week, but potentially rev strat 1-3. So 3-1-3 on the week potentially. Triple M was on last night's vid. It went down, hits magnitude, so good. But then rev strat the other way, still green on the higher time frames, which gives us targets up into here now, potentially going the other way to trigger the week. If we go to AAON in the industrials, you'll see the rev strat day as well. Obviously a big buyer in here, slight lower lows on the day, and then slight lower low triangle day out. Looking to see if we can't go into those new highs, maybe further. It is already an outside month, setting up for next month, and 2 going 3/4. Then we have healthcares, which will be inside day tomorrow. There's not much on the big names here, but REGN, potentially the 2-2 back up. And then LLY, relative strength, very nice kicker this morning. Wish we were there to play it. Went $20. If you follow me on Twitter or you're in the stat trading room, we alerted this last week as a buy off the 2-1-2 reversal week. It's already up about $29 from the break. Still looking for a lot more, potentially up into the highs. And at the very least, 820 and 775. Then in the technologies, we have a double inside day, which is rare. You'll see the last inside day we had caused the big puke. The last inside day caused the recovery. Double inside day to potentially keep going on the recovery. We will have some NVIDIA earnings later this week, I believe. Just wanna, it feels, or actually it was, overnight. So I'm not sure. Let's see. I should know this, right? Looks like that right after the close, yeah, NVIDIA's up. Let's see. No surprise there. This is actually something we talked about buying well into earnings, but I'm not sure. Is it in the morning here? Wednesday, 27th at 9. Okay. So, prior to earnings, we're getting this rally, but we got the earnings tomorrow night. So we're just be aware of that. Market might be a little lackluster, obviously, in tech. They've been holding off at the double inside day, and then semis did go up slightly, slight higher highs to these guys, and that was it. Did go to 2 weeks, so we'll see as NVIDIA comes out how that goes. If we go to the other tech, you'll see Netflix is a inside day for tomorrow, closer to PMG up, which would trigger 3-2 reversal week, still a 2 going 3 month, so maybe. If we go to FSLR, this is double inside day, so either side of this can get our attention. And if it breaks down and the whole market's going up, that's natural selling. 3 to 2 weeks at the downside, plus the weekly pivots all lined up for the taking. If it breaks up, daily pivot machine gun, maybe I'd prefer this down, or as a rev strat to the downside. We'll see. And then one that we don't normally trade, TRMB. This is in your technologies as well. You'll see the lower lows. Then the rev strat signal, where if this works, going to its magnitude, where's it going to go? Pivot, 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 pivot. Potentially all the way through these guys. So, not the biggest move in the world, but something we can look for. And then in the energies, we don't have XLE on the sector list, but you'll see XLE. So this buyer come in here on turnaround Tuesday last week, 2 on a Tuesday, 2 confirms, 2 confirms, 2, slight lower low, hammer. So this is a measured move where it goes up, sideways for a brief period, and then up again, ideally the same amount. So if we just copy paste this, we're looking for a similar size move. So we'll see if that can break as momentum. We'll see XOP, inside day momentum hammer. You'll see the same thing. Tuesday, turn around Tuesday, 2, inside bar add. So it'd be momentum measured move on the inside bar there. If we look up and left here, we still have weekly target to take this out, this and this, maybe this and this as well. So we're definitely gonna be watching those energies to see if they can follow through. OIH is a little weaker today as a reversal. And that tells you to look at VLO, inside day momentum, PSX, 222 day momentum, FANG, inside day momentum, and then TRGP, which is got some stars next to it as a potential PMG candidate. If they do start really sending energies and they want to shorten this stuff, might be able to come through all of this all in one go as a really big quick move. So we'll see. Notice the bottom of the triangle, new low, new low, new low. Eventually we got to make a new high. So if the whole energy market starts going up, why wouldn't it, right? That makes sense. So we'll see. Uraniums were a little weaker today. We saw the leaders here, quadruple U, blows them out into the highs. So you'll see broadening expansion goes boom, rallies 15%. And what is this? This is short covering into the highs. You see 15% in less than an hour, just about an hour. And then they bring them back, but still nowhere near coming back, on a weekly basis. Good luck. That being said, though, UEC, it's also a little stronger, but you can see it comes back. So we'll see how the uraniums play out. We had some nice moves in the ones we were along, like OKLO. From down in here, you can see moved about 15, actually 17% at the highs, just off the daily reversal. Pretty nice stuff. SMR, not so much, right? But 12%. So a lot of those names just a little bit weaker in comparison to those guys, simply because they can't produce uranium yet. But hopefully those contracts and all the red tape gets figured out. That being said, the last couple we have are financials. And financials, with the rate cuts, they make a lot more money, right? Because they're still charging interest, less or lower rates, predicted lower rates. They can make more money because they're going to make more money, pay less interest. So XLF 1-3 day, this is your strongest stuff. Goldman Sachs, the 3. Citigroup, the 1-3. JP Morgan, 3. Morgan Stanley, the 1-3. So looking for 132s in all the financials, you'll see XLF inside day and then gap down buy. Boom. Just like SPY, just like we said yesterday. In the financials, alongside those, you'll have a firm double inside day. And then we're keeping an eye on stuff like SoFi. We bought that down in here. You see rallies about 16%. Some crazy good winners the past couple weeks here. Closer to 2-2-day down, however, broadening expansion tells us that could act as support. So maybe slight lower lows and then they send them up tomorrow. That's what I'd like to see. Can also tell you things like Open, which has been on a tear, so you might want to let it cool off a little bit. But it's been much higher. And so we zoom out on Open, right? Maybe it goes back up there, 39. Things like Rocket Lab, RKLB, we'll keep an eye on, right? They've been rallying, so a little bit of a shooter to change things. However, you'd have to change the whole financial sector. It could just be slight triangle out. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then there's some miscellaneous with ELF, and honestly, I'm more leaning towards just removing it. This is kind of a doji mess, so I'm just gonna remove that. And the last thing here is Bitcoin. Maybe the 2-2 reversal day in Bitcoin tomorrow. You're gonna see this. Like a so. So at the bottom of the broadening formation. Top of the broadening formation's up there. So at the very least, we might see some of this taken out, if not all of it. So we'll see what comes of that. Ripple is a little stronger today, already reversed. Still mother bar inside week, inside month. It's a mess. So, you know, a little bit early to this Bitcoin stuff. We'll see what happens next month. But you do have a nice big broadening formation there. Then you have Ethereum, ETHU, double inside day. And this is just such a good example of waiting for those triangle outs. Look at stuck, triangle out, boom, triangle out, boom, and then slight triangle out, boom. Now we'll see what comes of those inside days. But that covers that. So here is your nightly Tuesday night nightly vid going to tomorrow. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. And I'll see you guys bright and early in the morning. Adios.